Hey guys, hope all is well. Back at it in the 5-minute pool. I'm gonna get right to it, so let's get started. So I'm in the queue. I got queued up and I'm in the middle of the game. Alright, E4. This National Master is pretty good. Spirals, C5, Knight F3. And it appears we have a Sicilian on our hands. And you know what? I'm going to go uber aggressive. I'm going to play, I'm going to go for the Nardorf, if he allows me to. I'm going to go for the English attack, which is F3. This F3 move is prophylaxis against Knight G4, and so now I can effectively put the bishop on E3. And okay, this line with H5 is pretty interesting because essentially now I can't play G4. So typically in this line, white actually castles kingside. And okay, Knight B6 has this threat of going, Knight D7 has the threat of going Knight B6. So typically you go Knight D5 here to stop that. And then Knight takes, E takes, Bishop F5. And I think castles here is the one, so I'm gonna go castles. And okay, it's an interesting position. White's better. White's a little better. White definitely has some advantage here. Bishop G5 is a good move, trying to trade bishops. I don't actually want that trade, though. I think I'm gonna go Bishop F2. I maybe should have gone Queen D2 first to stop this Bishop G5. H4. Typically when someone plays a flank move, you're supposed to do something in the center, so I'm gonna go C5. Try to exploit the fact that he has a castle. But very complicated position off the bat. Definitely a little bit out of my comfort zone. Okay, so castles is played. If I play C takes D6, I think he has, he could just move the knight and the D pawn's a little bit weak. So I'm going to go C6. I'm going to push forward with C6, attacking the B7 pawn. And I think this passed C pawn can be really dangerous. So, yeah, I mean, I like my chances right now. Okay, B takes 6, D takes C6, and again, now this pass pawn on the C file is pretty dangerous, so I'm hoping that it'll pay dividends. So I'm going to go Rook C1 to sort of advance it further, and now I think I'm threatening C7. That's my idea. Amazingly, he didn't take my rook on C1. I didn't actually see that it was hanging. So, I'm actually going to go rook C3. I didn't see that my rook was hanging. So that's definitely a bad sign if I don't see stuff like that. But, okay, my position is pretty good. I think if I can keep my C pawn where it is and just pressure his position, I think I have a good chance. So Rook B8, okay. I'd love to reposition my knight somewhere more useful, because on B3 it's not doing anything. I'm gonna start with Bishop D3, trying to control some of the light squares. And if Bishop E6 is played, I'm gonna try to go Queen E2 and attack the A pawn and connect my rooks. Maybe Queen C2, I don't know. I'm gonna go Queen C2. position looks a little bit shaky because my c-pawn is firmly blockaded and my position is not real pretty right now. Yeah, knight d5 is strong. And after rook c4, there's unfortunately knight b4. Yeah, this is not exactly the way I would expect things to turn out. But, Decisions. So I think I have to sack the exchange and take this knight. And then maybe go bishop e1, hitting this rook. And now my idea is to go bishop a5. But I'm definitely just down the exchange here. Bishop a5 actually didn't work because of bishop takes b3, so I'm going to put the knight on a5 instead and reinforce the protection of the b pawn or the c pawn. If he goes bishop b6 here, I think he's just winning because my knight moves, he'll just attack my pawn again. So I'm in a little bit of trouble, and I'm going to have to use time as leverage because of my position definitely is just a real struggle right now. But luckily he played bishop d4, which is a welcome sight because now I can play b4 and reinforce the protection of my knight. So I'm happy to see bishop d4. Okay, rook b6 doesn't, it doesn't really threaten to win the c-pawn, so I can take this pawn h4 and play bishop takes h4. And now I have a little bit of counterplay. Of course, black is still pretty much winning, but at least I can put a little bit of pressure on black with the time situation. I think it was a big mistake to give me this bishop for nothing in the middle. I would have tried to hold on to it. And now I'm thinking, how can I get an attack on this king? Is there any way I can sort of get a quick attack? I don't see anything though. I'm gonna go queen f2. The idea is that I'm attacking the d4 pawn, and maybe I can shift my queen over to g3 and get some tactics going. I'm gonna play h3 first as prophylaxis to cover my king, so my king has an escape square. And yeah, rook c1, I expected this. I'm just gonna go... Where am I gonna go? I'm gonna go king h2. And he's gonna trade, and I'm losing, but maybe I can fight a little bit. Totally losing, but my king is relatively safe for the time being, so I'm just gonna try and do something funky. And now my threat's actually queen e4, which hits the rook on a8 and also threatens queen h7 check. So I sort of have a threat now, at least. It was a losing position. My only chance was to get him on time. Oh well. In terms of mistakes, I definitely, in this position, should not have allowed, right here, I should not have allowed bishop g5. I should have gone queen d2, so bishop g5 wasn't possible. Because after bishop g5, black really does well to exchange the dark squared bishops, because he's sort of setting up a dark square blockade. So, definitely wasn't the most precise way to play it. So, anyways, on to the next. It is Friday, so my play is definitely not in sterling shape, because I'm really I'm not totally focused on just the chess on Friday night. So the quality is not, you know, perfect. What can you do? All right, e4, c6. Oh wait, same opponent spirals again. All right, I'm gonna get my revenge. This is the revenge game. This is the revenge game. Alright, so knight g3 is sort of weird. I'm going to try and harass it by playing h5. Alright, h4 is a bit of a mistake because now the g4 square is very weak. So I think I have a slight advantage actually. I'm going to go bishop d6, knight d7, and I really like black's position because the inclusion of h4, h5 I think favors black. Normally in the Caracan, the bishop is on h7. Here's it's on g4, way more active square. And now I'm probably going to go to queen c7 next to hit the g3 knight. And now I can choose where I want to castle. I think I'm going to castle queenside because that's where the action is. So that's what I'm going to go for. Alright, knight f1 is fair move. I mean, you had to move the knight. Knight e3 is an idea, but I don't think it's a big deal that I lose this bishop if I get to play h takes g4. Alternatively, I can play knight e4. That's also an option. But I'm gonna just castle. I think my lead in development should count for something. So I'm gonna castle, and then if he goes knight e3, I'm gonna try and break open in the middle and play e5 because I think I'm ready for it. Now I'm gonna go e5, and I think it's gonna be a big deal that I have this sort of my king is castled, and there might be some tactics connected with the rook on d8 opposing the queen on d1. So I'm hoping that there's some sort of counterplay connected to that. And I think white's a little worse, honestly. Alright, so queen a4 is a good move, sort of getting the queen out the line of the rook on d8. But I wonder if you can get away with that. So my a7 pawn is being attacked, but I'm wondering if I need to defend it. I think I should try and open up the middle, so I'm going to play c takes d4. I mean, e takes d4. And then bishop takes e2, I'm going to play, and then knight takes e2 I think will be played. And... what should I do? I wonder if I can get away with knight c5. I'm gonna go knight c5. I hit the queen. I give up the a7 pawn, but I'm threatening knight d3 check. Yeah, and now the king has to go to f1. And I think I've sort of had something here. And now I'm gonna go bishop c5, which hits the queen on a7, and king a8 check doesn't do that much. I just go to d7. Or maybe I go queen b8, I don't know. But I like my chances now because I think I'm threatening in many lines. I'm threatening knight takes f2, and there's this pin that's very annoying. trade queens yet, so I'm gonna go king d7. And yeah, I'm gonna go rook e8, and the idea is I think my king on d7 is relatively safe, and I think I'm gonna try and put it on f8. So my idea is to go king e7, king f8, and then migrate my king to f8. Because all my pieces are concentrated in the middle, so I think I should have good counterpoint when that happens. I don't think my king is very weak. And yeah, queen c4, I'm just going to go king e7, and that protects the knight on d3 and the pawn on f7. And yeah, I don't think I have any big problems. I'm going to go b5, attacking the queen on c4. And okay, queen b3 is played, and now I'm gonna just go. I'm just gonna go king f8, and my king looks pretty safe. And bishop takes f6, I think, would be a mistake because the bishop is covering valuable squares for the knight. Yeah, I don't like this. So after bishop takes f6, g takes f6. I think that's a big mistake because the bishop was guarding the e3 knight, and so now this whole diagonal is really weak. f2 and e3 are very weak. And the queen on b3 is sort of shut out of the game, so I don't like this. And yeah, now knight d4 is played, but I think I have this tactic, knight takes f2. And the threat is if king takes f2, I have queen f4 check, and I think it's just winning. Again, all my pieces are concentrated in the middle of the board, and so that's really the most important factor. And my king was actually safer than white's king. Because, okay, I have these double pawns, but there are no pieces that were around my king to exploit those double pawns. So I think this is a winning position. I shouldn't have any trouble converting this now. Okay, so king takes f2 is played. Now I can play queen f4 check. And okay, that's played. And I only have some options actually. I think queen takes e3 check is strongest because if king f2, I had bishop king h2, I had bishop b6. And here, I think I'm just winning if I go queen f4 check. Yeah, that was expected. And then I can play rook takes d4. And if c takes d4, I have bishop takes d4, check. And then if rook takes d4, I have rook e1 mate, so white will resign here. Or let me play checkmate in 1. And yeah, that's... Again, you can just see that my pieces, even in the final position, are just so much better concentrated than white's pieces, and that's just sort of the difference. So, clean game. Who is up next? Who is up next? I have some ideas going forward about what I'm going to do with videos. I mean, obviously I've done these Blitz videos, I did some game analysis. Any suggestions about videos I can do are really, really well received. So if you have any suggestions, just don't hesitate to let me know. And, excuse me, I'm just going to move this camera a little bit. And yeah, just, I was thinking maybe I might do a few openings videos, or I might do some like chess pro tip videos. It would be much shorter, but would just include like little ideas in chess that are important. Because there are these little ideas that matter, right? That you might not necessarily learn about, but that are very, very valuable. For instance, like if you're 2 diagonals away from a knight, it can't bother you for 4 moves. I think that's a very important thing that sometimes people forget when they're playing Blitz. and they're getting attacked a bunch, and they just sort of are, they're running low on time. They need to figure out where their king is going to go, and they mistakenly keep running into checks, and it's because maybe they don't realize that the knight, you have to keep the king two diagonals away from the knight, because that's 4 squares. So when you get checked, there's actually a way you can just move your king away and then not have that problem. Okay, this guy connected. Or conceded. Okay, excuse me, conceded. It's funny, his name is Conceded, and he has a Soldier Boy avatar. That's pretty funny. I wonder who it is. I'm gonna go for the Italian game. That's been pretty popular of late. Yeah, the point is that it's a very slow developing game, and you know, yeah, it's just a slow developing game, and not so much concentrated on things besides gradual development. And he went back with the bishop. Bishop takes e3 is a fine move, but a lot of people are scared about opening this f file for white, so they don't do it. Like if he goes bishop e6 here, I might also draw my bishop back. I don't know. Now I'm gonna go a3. I'm just sort of waiting to see what he's gonna do. And yeah, he's sort of playing copycat right now. I'm curious to see what he's gonna do. Okay, rook e8 is not copycat. So, what should I do here? I'm gonna go queen d2. Connecting your rooks is always a good idea. Yeah, I saw this bishop e6 move coming, and it's a good move. I mean, I can't drop my bishop back to b3 right now because I played a3, so I'm gonna go bishop b5. And maybe try to double black's c pawn, so bishop takes c6 and then play d4. That's sometimes an idea in these structures. I mean, giving up the 2 bishops is generally not a good idea, and if you watch any of these videos, you know how I feel about the 2 bishops. But if you're doubling the pawns, maybe you have some long-term structural advantage. And this is the idea here. Now, knight takes e6 is a threat. Okay, rook e8 is a mistake because now I can play knight takes c6, and I just won a pawn for nothing. Aha, so his idea is to play bishop takes h3. Very interesting, actually. I'm gonna go f3 so he doesn't have any funny business there, because I think he might have had something. And okay, he got this h3 pawn, but my structure is still pretty healthy, so I don't think it's the end of the world. I think black is a totally fine position, and maybe I should have taken the bishop the last move, because he can try and keep the bishop pair now by playing with like bishop c4. I'm just trying to centralize and prepare against the d5 break. Yeah, d5 is coming. I saw that, and now I'm gonna go knight takes e6, that was my idea, and then play bishop takes b6 next, and sort of simplify. Queen takes e6 was interesting because now if I take on b6, he has queen takes b6 check, which I sort of underestimated. It's very annoying, actually. because of that, I think I have to change plans. I'm gonna go e5 here. The idea is that if bishop takes e3, I can play queen takes e3. Okay, d4 is actually pretty strong. I missed that as well. I'm gonna take on f6, but my position is a little bit murky right now. My king looks very weak. I don't know if I can actually play what I just played, because now he has e2 check. He has e2 check, and I actually have to play king h2, unfortunately. Yeah, this is probably just losing, because he has e2 check, and I have to play king h2, because if I play king h1, he has e takes d1 queen, and my rook on e1 is pinned. So if he goes e2 now, king h2, I think he has queen e5 check, and that might win the game, because I think I have to play g3, and that's a very undesirable move in that structure. So I'm a little bit concerned. But if he doesn't go e2, if he just takes, then I can take on d8 with check. Yeah, okay. And then he can go king h7, but maybe I'm okay. I don't think I should allow e2, though. I'm a little bit concerned. I'm going to go rook e2. I don't think I can allow e2 check. So I'm going to try and blockade that pawn best I can. Yeah. Yeah, and now I'm going to go rook d3, and I'm just going to sort of try and corral that pawn, because it's really a problem for me. And my next move is going to be knight d5 if allowed. So if I can play knight d5 and get rid of this bishop that's covering the pawn, I think I should be in decent shape. Alternatively, maybe I don't want to blunder the b3 pawn, so maybe I should start with b3. But I might never get the opportunity to take the pawn again. It's a tough decision. Yeah, if I play b3, you can play a move like c6 and keep the bishop. So I'm going to go knight d5, because this might be the last opportunity I can actually just get the bishop. So I feel like I need to take it when I can. And now I win the e3 pawn, and yes, black is a pawn to the good, but I have two rooks, so two rooks usually are pretty good. So I think this should probably be a draw, unless he makes some big mistake, because I think it's not that hard to defend now that I have two rooks. As long as I don't blunder one of my rooks, which unfortunately is a concern. Okay, so now he's actually made a pass pawn, which is very concerning. I need to sort of get behind that pawn so that it doesn't continue to run. So I'm going to play rook d1, and then get my rook behind that pawn. And he might go queen b2 here, but I feel like I just need to get my rook behind the pawn. Okay, so he actually wants a draw, it looks like. But now I'm trying to go rook a1. And again, I need to corral this pawn. I'm going to stop talking, because I feel like I'm in a bit of a danger zone. Ah, and there's the danger zone. I blundered my rook. Now rook a1, and that's the rook on a1 just hanging. Good game conceded. I need to stop blundering. All right, d4. Oh, the music got cut off. I'm gonna change the music for a moment. And knight c3. Okay, I'm gonna go d5. And yeah, bishop f4. Okay, this is an interesting system, but it's a little bit strange to have the knight in front of the c pawn. This is not typically how these types of openings go. D4 openings, normally you want the knight in front of the c pawn. Okay, bishop d3. I'm pretty much obliged to take because I played h6. I think white is actually doing okay, but I don't think black is bad at all either. So I think it's about equal. I think the thing is, the problem is that my rook. I think the problem for white is my rook can get very active on the c file. And if he goes g5, I have knight h5. That was my idea, to sort of corral, to stop the advance of the pawns. And g6, okay, I was thinking I could go f5, but maybe that's too brazen. Now I'm going to go for it. That was my idea the whole time, to play f5 if he goes g6. Now this guy's full steam ahead. e4, I thought I could play c takes d4, and the knight is hanging, so I'm going to go for that. Because if he goes knight takes d4, I have knight takes f4, so he can't actually take the c pawn. And I'm hoping these complications work out for me, but I can't be too sure. I think they do. I think e4 is a bit of a mistake, because the d4 pawn is hanging. So I think I'm alright. Okay, so he's going for this crazy line. I can't play e takes d5 because then there's queen takes f5, but I can go d takes c3, and if d takes c6, I can trade queens at least. So I'm not afraid of an attack, and I think I might just be have a material advantage, because now I play c takes b2 check, intermediate move, and now I take the queen, and now I could just take the pawn on c6. And the question is how to take it, with the rook or the pawn. I'm gonna take with the rook because I don't want to create multiple pawn islands. And very complicated position, but I think I should be okay. Because now I can play bishop. I want a castle so bad. I must say, white is very active, uncomfortably active. I'm gonna go bishop e7, and then try to castle kingside. Knight d4 is a move, but if he plays knight d4, maybe I can just play rook somewhere. Okay, king takes b2 is a mistake, because it gives me the time to continue to develop, and I don't think I deserved that time. So I think I'm gonna go bishop f6 now. I think this is the luxury that queen b2 gives me. Is now, okay, you can take, but I can play knight takes, and all of a sudden my knight is back in the game, and I actually don't have to castle anymore, because now I can put my king on e7, because he could double rooks, but my knight is covering the d7 square, so I can just go king e7 instead of castling. And it's actually a very important finesse, because it's actually an endgame now, so I'd actually prefer my king to be in the middle. And I like my position, I like my prospects now. Now I'm threatening rook takes c2. Ah, I missed this move, rook knight d4. Oh, that's a little annoying. A little bit annoying I missed that, but I'm still doing okay generally, so. I'm going to trade the pair of rooks and go knight d5, solidifying my knight. And now I have the threat of playing like knight e3 or knight f4. And his kingside pawns are sort of weak, so I think black is still better here, even though I blundered a pawn. gonna go rook b8. Because now he can go c4, but I can go knight c7, and I think I'm just winning a pawn because I can just pin. And I think the rook endgame should be winning for me. Although he just actually made it easily winning with his last move. Wow. King c3 is a mistake because this very instructive rook takes b5. And now I can actually simplify to a winning pawn endgame. Because now after king takes d4, I have king f6, and if he goes king h5, I just have king g5. So I think this is losing, or it should be at least. Because now I'm just 2 pawns up. So that's too bad for him. Now I'm 3 pawns up. He's gonna resign, or no, he's gonna keep playing. Wow. Always amazing, these guys, that they don't give up and they keep playing in a position where they're clearly lost. And I'm not gonna even give him a pawn. Say back up. And now if he goes, now you just go h2, and he's still not resigning. Oh my gosh. Why is he still playing? I'm so confused. Okay, he just resigned. I mean, I guess you can hope for a stalemate, but I mean, I don't know. It's just not something that, you know, really strong players normally do. So I'm a little bit surprised he didn't resign sooner. But teach their own. Alrighty. So Devo, d4. I played a lot of King's Indian lately. I'm gonna go something else. I'm gonna try and go Nimzo if allowed. I'm gonna try and go for an. Okay, so he's going knight f3, so there's no Nimzo, but I'm gonna go e6 and bishop b4. And this is sort of the BOGO. But normally they go queen e7. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna take and play d5. It's very solid, not a really sexy line, but it's just a very solid line. If you want something safe, just check on b4, take the bishop on b2, and continue to develop. And it's almost like a Queen's Gambit declined in many ways, actually. So I'm waiting to take on c4 until for the bishop to move. When the bishop moves from f1 to somewhere, then I want to take on c4 because it sort of wastes a half tempo. So he could take on d5 now. Okay, b5 is quite aggressive. Okay, that b5 is actually very aggressive. I have to attack that pawn with queen e7. And okay, he's delaying the development of this bishop on f1, so I need to try and do something in the middle of the board, because usually when someone makes flank moves, you want to sort of play in the middle. And so my king is a little bit safer, and so I would really like to open the position here, if possible. Then again, the rook on c1 is a force, so if I open it up and things go badly, this rook will dominate the c file. So the question is, should I play e5 now or not? And unfortunately, the answer is probably no. But you know what? I can play a5 because a3 weakens the a pawn a little bit. Because so now if he plays b5, I could just take on a3. So a5 I think is important. And if he goes b takes a5, I can just go rook takes. Okay, so that's a move. And then after c takes d5, I think I'm going to go e takes d5. And again, b4 is hanging, so I think he has a little bit of trouble defending the queenside pawn. Okay, queen b2 is a good move. So I'm going to play a takes b4, so I have to open a file. because I think b5 was a threat. Okay, and I have a lead in development, but it's taking advantage of it. That's tough. No, knight b6, eyeing the c4 square. I'm also eyeing knight a4 as well. I gotta eye these queenside squares. White does have a slightly better pawn structure, and that's what concerns me a little bit. But I gotta continue to eye some of these squares. So now knight c4 eyes the c4 square, and bishop g4 is maybe eyeing f3 a little bit. h6 is just sort of a waiting move. I don't know what to do, so I'm going to give my king an escape square. Knight d2, very weird. He wants to trade pieces and sort of have this minority attack pawn advantage. I'm gonna go bishop e6. I don't want to trade just yet. And then c5. And then d4 is a shot. That was the idea. The point that now the queen is hit, and if he moves the queen, I can play d takes c3, and then I'm also hitting the knight. So I think I'm just winning a piece here. I think it's just lost. It was a very subtle discovery, the c5 move with d4, but I think he missed it. Now he's probably cursing himself. Alright, now I can play d takes c3, and I keep the piece with tempo, which is really awesome, so I don't actually lose a piece. Now I'm just going to go knight d5 and move that, and I'm just up a piece for 2 pawns. And 2 pawns is not enough for the piece. And he's pushing his pawn, but it's sort of in vain. And queen c3 unfortunately runs into knight a2, another fork. So I think he should resign now, because now he's just going to be up, down a whole rook if he continues. Clean game. I think, it was a fairly tame opening, but I think basically he got into trouble pushing his queenside pawns. And not really delaying the development of the f1 bishop really did him in, and I got a little bit of a developing advantage, and then was able to stem the queenside pawn storm. So, yeah. Alright. I think this is going to be the last game. Alright, so, playing an IM. It's a pretty strong player. Should probably, play a bit seriously. I'm going to play a3. take him out of book. D5, D4. And I wonder, is this A3 move useful? Well, we will soon find out. Alright, E5, okay, so he's going to be a gambiteer himself. But I'm not so sure I agree with that one. Man, this is so weird. I don't even know what I should call this. D4 looks sort of dangerous here, but I have knight B3. So that's my point. I'm just going to go knight B3. And I think I'm just a pawn to the good. I mean, black has the open f-file, so he's going to have some counterplay. But a pawn's a pawn, so I think I'm alright. And it's a central pawn, too, that he gave up, so I'm not a huge fan of this whole setup. And now I'm just going to go knight d4, which has the benefit of hitting the bishop and the knight at once. So it gives me the opportunity to continue to sort of develop and just have a bind. I'm going to take. Yeah, that was expected. B takes c6 was correct. But I'm just going to open the middle. I'm going to play c4. I don't see any attack against my king. And my bishop on f4 is doing a great job of just securing my queen side. So I'm just going to go forward. And if he defends he defends this pawn. Okay, he defends it, but I think knight d4 might be very strong. Because I attacked the bishop and the c6 pawn. So knight d4 looks really good to me. And okay, now I hit the e6 bishop. So I have a choice. Do I want to get the two bishops or do I want to take on c6? I'm going to get the two bishops because I like that. And yeah, this should be a safe advantage for me if I play it right. I'm going to start with queen c2 just to connect my rooks. g5 is an option here, but I don't think it's a good option. Yeah, rook a e8. His forces are all concentrated, which is good. But I don't know. I think I have control. I'm going to go bishop d3, hit that knight, and I think I'm just a pawn up with the two bishops, but. He might be looking to sack something. I was looking at rook takes f4, knight takes f2, and bishop d3 is the dual threat of trading another pair of pieces, but also the queen is protecting f2. So it's sort of a dual benefit. Okay, h6 I think threatens g5. But yeah. So first I'm actually going to take. Wait, should I take on d5 first or on e4 first or no? Yeah, I'm going to take on e4. And then, d takes e4 loses on the spot because I have c5, which just traps the bishop. He had to trade queens. This just loses on the spot, unfortunately. So I think I'm expecting a resignation here, and nice to end on a win, because the last game I most certainly did not. So I don't know what he's thinking about. Maybe he's just really frustrated and sort of think, okay, rook takes f4 I didn't see. Maybe he was assuming that I was pre-moving and that he had a chance, so I'm just going to play e takes f4, and there's nothing else I should be worried about. e3 doesn't do anything to me. I'm just going to take on b6, and I'm just up a rook. There's no... Queen d2 is a decent move. Now my idea is rook c1 and rook c2, and I'm just going to corral the e pawn. don't know what he's thinking about, honestly. Man, I wonder what the rating is where you get respect and they just resign when you're winning. Because I'm definitely not at that rating, because I'm getting no respect when I have winning positions. None. Alright, so he resigned here because he saw that the pawn was going to be corralled. And that's that. Thanks for watching. Have a good weekend. I may do another video over the weekend, but it's always unsure because yeah, the weekend is like, you know, it's like the time to actually go out and do things and not have to worry about work the next day. So I hope to continue to do that in some respect. So thanks for watching.